Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I think this is going to be the last video of the DIY A320 Neo Home Cockpit series. We're going to talk about other parts of the cockpit. I think some of you have asked, can you make a video about how I built my pilot chair from the simple office chair, and probably my camera and, well, other things. Anyway, so let's dive into the first area that I would like to show you, especially the chair. This is an office chair that I'm using, not exactly the same, but almost similar. The type is similar, only the cushion is a bit different. It's estimated around only $38 US, so very cheap, right? So if not, you have to buy like 4,000 US dollar chair or pilot seat. So basically I'm thinking on how to not spend that much into the cockpit anyway. So I'm looking for a chair that is quite similar but not exactly the same. So I end up with this chair because first of all, there's several features that I would like to use, which is this armrest, which is the handrest. The armrest is actually movable up and down. And of course, this is a telescopic up and down lever, and of course with the caster wheel, which I'm not gonna use it, but I'm thinking on how I'm gonna move the chair, not with the J-shaped slide that in the actual cockpit. Of course, it's going to be very difficult. I was thinking on how to construct the rail, the mechanisms. It's not going to be motorized, definitely, because motorized will add complexity into the build. Just manually that I can slide out and slide in, right? I mean, it's very tight cockpit. I don't want to jump into the pilot seat. It's very cumbersome. So I was thinking on how to create a very affordable pilot seat, but it's imitating the real pilot seat in the A320. So I'm going to talk about how I'm going to change this office chair, simple office chair with telescopic height adjustment and tilted armrest, which I can then later on modify. So I'm going to change into this kind of seat. You see, it's quite similar color on the cushion, but it's just a different type, but it's almost the same. This one don't have any headrest. Mine have equipped with the headrest, but if you can see here, I changed the position of the headrest anyway. So I modify a bit. So let's talk about the mechanism first. So to do that, I'm going to go to my SketchUp and show you this drawing that I made, or the 3D model. So basically, this is the chair itself. So several components. Of course, the floor itself. If we can take a look, let's say, if I hide the chair, I cut out the flooring. So actually, this is an elevated platform. So it's actually around 7 centimeters elevated platform with a big caster wheel on each side. Actually several of them. Actually, I'm using like 9 caster wheel around this platform, because it's just to ensure that it can support the weight of the cockpit itself. So it's a big caster wheel. I didn't show it in my picture on video, but it's a big caster wheel that actually the plan is to move the whole cockpit. Actually, I can move the whole cockpit out of the room. And in the room, inside the room, into the room. So basically, the platform itself is using plywood with 9 caster wheel all around in several locations. I think 3 here, and 3 in the middle, so just to support the whole cockpit. And I can move it out from the room. So basically, from the floor, you can see I create a cutout here with some round edges, or kind of make it a bit round edges, so I can slide the chair into a side positions where I can then get out from the cockpit, right? So this is just to ensure that I'm not using a rail system. So why I'm choosing this, several considerations. If you can see that if I put all the chair again, but this time I'm gonna delete the flooring. You can see here the chair itself is actually the similar chair that I just showed you before, which is an office chair. But then if you see here, let me delete the so basically this is not exactly the same. Just to give you illustrations, this is the telescopic height adjustment of the chair. But there is a lever over here, which I cut out the base of the leg of the chair, the office chair. I cut out the leg and to ensure that it fits into the box, which is the the lower box container, right? This is the lower box, and there's a base. I think using plywood, but the box in here using MDF. So I create MDF panels, and the upper box here. So there's several components: the upper box, lower box, and the base plate or the base plywood here. Actually, sitting on top of my metal frame here, I create a metal frame. I welded myself the metal frame with this kind of construction, so it can slide in into the kind of the cutout from the flooring. You remember, so it can slide in exactly from the into the flooring cutout. Okay, so here I'm using a 4 caster wheel, a new caster wheel, which is welded into the frame. I'm not using the original chair caster wheel because it's a round type kind of wheel, right, like a car wheel. But this one is a round type, a ball type, actually a ball type caster wheel that I'm welded into the base frame here, the metal frame. So this round caster wheel are quite flexible in moving and very easy to move 360 degree all around to whatever you want to go without need to turn around. The wheel doesn't require to turn around to let's say to move to 90 degree angle, from. So if I move the chair from here to this cutout, the caster wheel will easily follow the whatever. So the idea is really to make the chair actually kind of not not based on the platform, not put the pressure or the weight pressure into the platform. So it's basically sitting on top of the floor, my room floor, which is so it's supporting my weight directly into the floor, not into the platform, elevated platform of the cockpit. So that's one reason I'm using this cutout rather than the rail, because if I'm using the rail, the seat, the chair, the pilot seat will probably put on top of the platform, right, the cockpit platform. So it's increased the weight or the pressure or the weight pressure or the weight ability for the platform to support my weight. So it's kind of increasing the structural requirements on the platform. And this way, the chair and my body weight, is actually supported directly from the floor with this chair and the new caster wheel, the ball type caster wheel that I created into the chair. So that's one thing. The second thing, it's allowed the movement actually easily because the floor doesn't have any rail. It's just the floor. The rail itself actually, which is in the flooring cutout. So it's kind of guiding my chair movement. So it's kind of like sliding into the cutout rather than the ball or the wheel itself is moving in the rail. So that's the other idea actually using this mechanism. I guess it's I've been thinking this a lot on how to create this G-type rail, so the pilot seat can move forward and then move to the side when I'm want to get out from the cockpit. There's a lot of options that I try to think of, but this one I think is okay. Actually, I put another mechanic here, actually a slide, lock slide, like for the door slide. So once it's to the position that I create a several hole here with the metal bar here that I can slot in the lock when I already satisfied with the position. So I create a several slide out positions to adjust my seat position. So I think that's a very manual mechanical solution, but it's, to me, it's quite sophisticated because now I can adjust my seat positions forward and to the back position, backward position. But at the same time, I can adjust the height because the chair itself is height adjustable by itself from the beginning on the office chair. And it can slide out forward and, of course, to the side. Now, talking about the mechanics of the chair itself, as you can see, there's a upper box and lower box. So basically, just to enclose this original height adjustment of the seat, right? Because if basically the seat itself can go up and down, but to look like a real pilot seat, I guess, I just enclosed the box and also added some kind of stability because the seat will not tilt it to any angle now because it's kind of being guided by this two box. This box has been created using MDF panels. I think it's slightly longer here. I think up to this height, while the lower box is actually slightly, so it's overlap basically, but it will allow a certain height when it's lowered not to hit the bottom part here. So basically, or this one, the lower box, not hitting the base of the seat. So basically, I just measure it. I think this one is the real measurement. I forgot, but just to do a trial and error, just to see the height of this box and the lower and upper box to overlap, but not to hit each other when it's lower. I think I create a cutout here to allow the handle of the lever handle to adjust the positions to protrude here, so I can interact with it. So I think the maximum height will probably around here when it's lowered, because this lever will hit this bottom box or the lower box. So basically that's the again I cut out the leg. So I cut the leg and then bolt or screwed the leg into the base plate using, I think, bolt, not screwed. So using bolt to attach this leg into the base plate. So it's quite sturdy and it's quite stable. And yeah, it's provide a good stability. The only problem with this solution, basically, when I move the chair forward, backward, and to the side, I have to kind of push, and because it's not motorized, I can push. And sometimes it's kind of have quite a friction between this base frame and the flooring. So it's a bit not smooth, but it's okay. Now I'm gonna show you later on that I put the L stainless steel L-shaped plate here around the hole. It's not only for cosmetic, but also to ensure a smooth finish, because it's a plywood. So I cut out the plywood, so it's kind of like very a lot of friction when the frame kind of rub the floor cut out. So I add L-shaped stainless steel plate. I think it's half millimeters thick, so it's quite thin. But the purpose of the L-shaped plate is to cover the hole, and then I can put some grease into the plate. So it's when the frame of the seat rubbing the edges of this cutout, it will at least give a smooth movement. Yeah, that's the only kind of a bit more not as smooth as the rail, I guess, or the rail system, but it's definitely much more a good solution, at least for me, and very cheap. It's just you can spend less than $50, I guess, to create this setup, because there's a lot of DIY involved. Okay, so that is how the mechanics and the design of the chair, if everybody wants to know. Basically, that's how I create my pilot seat. I'm adding some backplate here. Later I'm going to show you the backplate here, and also adding handrest, or the armrest, a new armrest from the MDF. I didn't draw here the backplate, just for cosmetic here. And also the armrest, actually I changed the armrest, the original armrest, from the office chair with the MDF, larger MDF armrest, just trying to imitate the real A320 pilot seat. Okay, so let's go back into the slides. So basically, if you can see here, this is the armrest that I've modified. So this is a similar armrest before, but I removed this armrest and bolted down with the new MDF, created MDF armrest. And I do change there's a bolt, there's a nuts and bolt here that kind of like a stopper when the armrests kind of put into these positions, lowered positions. It's kind of having a stopper here to allow the armrest to kind of not tilted down further, right? So it's like, yeah, so it's kind of like perpendicular into this seat position. But I do modify the stopper here using a new I think I forgot, I think I drill some hole here inside this armrest to allow this, especially on the left side armrest that I modified, to allow a lower angle. So it's kind of like tilted down, not like this straight perpendicular into this like 90-degree angle like this, but it's slightly lowered or tilted down because here you want to tilt down further, because you don't want this armrest to kind of hinder your arm operating the joystick on the left joystick, right? So I want to lower this into a slightly lower angle. So I create a kind of a new stopper inside this kind of how do you call it, hinge, a round hinge inside here. I create a new stopper, so it stops slightly angled down, not straight like this. So it's slightly angled down. So that's the only modification that I did to this chair for this armrest. Okay, you can see this is a 5-leg. I just draw a 4-leg just for kind of illustration purposes, but it's actually a 5-leg. So I actually cut out this leg so it fits inside the lower box. Okay, so that's how it kind of you will see some picture later on. Okay, so that's the modification. So this is the back plate that I'm talking about, just for cosmetic purposes. So I screwed this back plate into there's a metal frame inside the backrest of the office chair. So I screwed this MDF panels back plate just for cosmetic purposes. This is for the I think for the handle for the cabinets that I'm using, and painted gray, blue-gray color. Okay, the other aspect that I've changed is the position of the headrest. I move it backward and kind of created the hole in my cosmetic MDF panel here to allow a bit more kind of what I think it's just to oh no basically sorry sorry I forgot. The original chair do not have the headrest. Just to reconfirm. So this basically don't have the headrest. So because the real A320 seat pilot seats have the headrest, so I got this one actually is for the massaging feature. So this is not for the headrest. Actually, this is for the massaging kind of there's a massaging I don't know gadget here. It's not good. Forget about it. It's not real much. Just a vibrating kind of a cushion here. So I changed. I changed the massaging cushion here, or the pillow, into the headrest. So basically, I create a new headrest. So basically, I create this metal rod into the. I think this one is using MDF plate inside. So, and then I put the inside the pillow, the provided pillow, the massaging pillow. Basically, I'm creating my own headrest from the massaging pillow. So because this chair do not have the headrest, unfortunately, there's another type that had the headrest. Sorry, but the problem is the color of the cushion and the type of the hand armrest is not the one that I'm looking for. I think you can try to look for it, the one that is more similar to this one, or even better. But unfortunately, I cannot find it. And actually, most of it is using like a mesh type of back rest, and also the color of the cushion is not so. The blue is the one that the blue color that I'm not looking for. As you can use the black one, of course, if you don't care about it. But this blue one is actually quite similar with the original one. Also, of course, the original have a kind of pattern in it, but at least it's blend nicely into my cockpit. So I choose this type of things just because of it's cheap, and also armrest is movable. So but not with the headrest. So the headrest I create my own. That's why there's a zipper here. If you can see, there's a zipper because it's not supposed to be meant to be a headrest anyway. So it's a DIY headrest basically. Okay, so that is the chair itself. Another picture. No, this is the bottom part of the chairs. So this is the upper box that I'm talking about. The upper box actually screwed into the base of the chair itself, and I put a grease here. I painted black, several layer, to ensure the MDF is stable on the finishing. It's quite sturdy, and I put a grease on every side because it's rub. I create quite a tight tolerance between the upper and the lower box, so it's kind of like you have to move up and down in a straight movement. Okay, also it provides stability for the chair itself. Okay, and the base of this seat is actually bolted into the metal frame below. Okay, there are several strengthening metal rod or metal tube still below the plate, just to put the slot mechanism to lock the position of the chair. Okay, this is a cable for my audio. Sorry, not this one is I think for my USB camera. This is the USB extension cable, and for my mouse, also my trackball mouse. Okay, I'll show you later on. Okay, so that is just to ensure that's put a grease. Also, I think when choosing the seat here, ensure that it counts your body weight and also the whole back plate, the new armrest, because it's adding weight, right? So because the gas spring mechanisms for the height adjustment have certain weight limits, I guess. If you put a lot of weight in it, it will probably break down easily, and then suddenly it won't work to support your body weight. Okay, just to ensure that being considered when you're choosing a chair, the office chair. So this one is just to look in the bigger pictures. So this one is the modified armrest, two side. The smaller one on the right side, a larger or wider armrest on the left side. But this one is tilted down further, And also I put a strengthening bracket here. Oh, sorry. The other modifications that I do, basically the angle of the back's support, the lumbar back support, is actually quite straight, like almost 90 degree. For the office chair, it's probably okay, but for pilot seat, I think it's too straight. So I kind of like tilted it back, because it's not like a car seat that you can adjust the tilting of your back seat, backrest, or lumbar support. So I adding another extended metal plate. This is with aluminum, sorry, which I screwed into the real position of this the first hole, but then I extended, so it's kind of like tilted back a bit. So it's not adjustable, it's a fixed tilting angle, but it's much more comfortable compared to the original. You see here is very straight back support, so I tilted it back a bit, so it's kind of becoming more comfortable. So this one is the picture showing the seat in there's some padding here. So here on the finished product, I put the Life Vest marking here from acrylics. I painted red and then laser cut engraved the wording. So this one has 4 screw attaching this cosmetic backplate into the frame, the inside metal frame of this back support. And this one is the DIY headrest. It's quite okay. So you can see here's the opening, the kind of slot, the flooring slot that guide my seat movement. This is on the side position. I can move here and then move forward and then lock into place. Okay, then I can try start the piloting. If I want to move out, I open the slot, pull up the slot, and then it moves backward and to the side. Then I can get out easily, and I can move this arm on the right side up, so it's provide me free access to get out from this tight cockpit. So this one is as you see, the arm is being lifted up, and this one is in the unfinished position. So there's a caster, ball type caster wheel into the floor. You can see that this one is tilted up, this armrest, so if I put it here, so you can see here the armrest is being tilted up, so this is very wide. Okay, so this one is not yet put the stainless plate. You can see it's very rough, and the carpet is rubbing also the frame, and plywood flooring also. It's not very smooth. Okay, so this is the bolt that attached the base of the seat into the metal frame below. Another aspect that I haven't talked, actually, this is the rudder. This is the rudder that I'm using. It's a custom rudder. So it's actually I just remember it's actually MFG Crosswind V3 with A320 pedal. So basically this is MFG Crosswind rudder. So with the A320 kind of foot pedal, basically it's a 3D printed, I guess, but I bought it from Crosswind itself. So you can select which kind of pedal, combat pedal, or this type of A320 pedal. So it's kind of a good way to this is a cheaper alternative compared to if you buy a very custom made A320 rudder. Just to show you a bit, also there's a aluminum skid plate here, or foot plate here. It's just similar like the A320. The purpose also to ensure that your feet will move smoothly when you operating the pedal. Also protecting, because if you put a carpet here, of course you're gonna drag your foot kind kind of make a very frictious kind of experience. But this one is very smooth, so it's kind of aluminum plate that I cut out. This is a 3mm thick plate that I put below this foot plate. I think in the another pictures is much more apparent. As you can see, this one is the tilted armrest, lowered, so when I operate this joystick, it is not obstructing my hand movement. If in the straight position, it will be very awkward positions, so I'm tilting this down a bit more, just to ensure that I can operate the joystick freely. Actually, in the real seat, you can adjust this tilting mechanisms, but well, you can just tilt up to store it, or tilt down into the required position. That's it. You cannot adjust, but I think in the real pilot seat, you can adjust the height of this armrest, probably the angle. I don't know, but anyway, this is suitable for this my own purpose anyway. So this is the finished L-shaped stainless steel plate that I've talked about. This one already finished installed, so I put a grease along these edges, so the seat frame, the metal frame, is smoothly rubbing this stainless steel L plate to make a smooth movement of the seat. Okay, so it's quite acceptable, I guess. So this is how it works. This one in the right side already installed with my trackball. I put my trackball on my right armrest or handrest, and of course there's a box here to store my eyeglass USB camera. This is my I have a what do you call it, a plus what do you call it, short-sighted, because I'm already age above 45. I guess you mostly likely to use reading glasses, so I'm putting my reading glasses here. It's actually not a reading glasses, but it's like a neutral, like what do you call it, like you can see far side and low short side very easy with these reading glasses, but I'm putting a USB camera into my eyeglasses, so I can take a look around with the small camera in my eyeglasses. So it's attachable. So it's a USB webcam camera, but you can attach it into your eyeglasses to reading glasses. So the purpose is to be able to look around, to see what I'm looking at. Okay, so the purpose. So I store it here, just below my armrest. So the cable will be connected in the USB extension here, which I attach with the cable ties, and then routed backward, into my second PC. This is a trackball that if I want to interact with. I'm using trackball because it's very convenient not to use a lot of space for the mouse, for example. So the trackball, I got two of them. It's very useful. This Kensington trackball with a rotating kind of roller. Okay. So this is my trackball. So I have another observer seat on the back behind the center pedestal. I created from a wooden flippable, or you can flip this wooden stool, basically a seat. I modified it by adding a foam padding and just cover with the fox leather. That's it. So I can store it and attach with the Velcro into this back L-shaped things, so it won't fall out to each other. So I welded the seat into a kind of a hinge on the bottom part, so it's kind of like being folded upward and forward into seat position. If there's some observer or someone want to see what you're doing when you're piloting, they can sit here observing the whole things from the backside, just imitating the rear seat of the A320 observer seat. But yeah, but this one is without the back. That's the case. Or the platform, as I mentioned, is elevated platform with caster wheel, and I put a L-shaped aluminum frame here just to protect and to put nice edges on the platform itself, and some plastic protection here, because if I move and hit some on the wall or the door, yeah, it's kind of like easily damage the interior of your house. So yeah, so this is the second seat. Another thing that I'm going to talk is there's 3 Philips Hue light. So I initially bought I think a lower wattage, and I recently replaced with a higher wattage, so it's kind of stronger intensity. I think it's very expensive. This Hue lights, Philips Hue lights. I put 3 of them. One in the rear left side, kind of put inside this what do you call it, cover, because I would like to direct the light rather than lighting all the room. So it's just shooting the light into a certain position. Here it's shooting into the left window, so you can imitate the sunlight, for example, on the left window from this Philips Hues. And this one is just for the ambient light, to kind of let's say in daylight, or in the, this one is actually, I was thinking of trying to imitate, let's say, sunset or sunrise, or certain orange or bluish color from the sky into my cockpit. So it's kind of giving a similar ambience with the one that's shown in the screen, right? Unfortunately, Philips Hue is only able to work with only one screen, which is the main screen. It cannot even see or you cannot adjust this, let's say, the left side into from the left screen, and this one from the right screen, for example, and this one from the main screen. Unfortunately, you cannot do that. These 3 LEDs actually control from the main screen ambience, or the whatever shown in the main screen will affect this color of these 3 lights. Unfortunately, that's the limitation at this moment. I hope Philips hear me and change they can able to put the control for several lights from different monitors, for example. That will be excellent, because I can show, let's say, orange light from the side here into this light, but this one's still like probably a bit bluish or whatever color. So unfortunately it cannot, but at this moment I think quite okay for a daylight setting, or for certain brighter lighting. I think it's okay. The good thing using Philips Hue is you cannot, because I'm gonna, when I'm playing or I'm using the sim, I'm gonna darken the room. So basically, there's a daylight lights from the ceiling. Actually, I'm turning off. I'm using a remote control via IP, the Wi-Fi, so I can control the light, because the Philips Hue definitely you can control from your mobile phone and from the PC, right? The daylight lamp in the room, I also control on and off from the phone, so I can turn it off during the simulation, so it's kind of provide darker air ambience in the room. But when I'm flying daylight, for example, the screen will show daylight scene, right? So it's bright, but it's not bright enough to light up inside the cockpit, right? Because it's from the front, right? From the side and the front, the lighting, while in the real life the sun is from above. So to imitate that, if you see in my other video, my hands, when I put it in the dashboard of this aircraft or the cockpit, my hands kind of like being shined by the sun lights. So you cannot imitate that from the screen of the TV monitors, right? So it's actually coming from this light, and also from sometimes during daylight I turn it on the room light anyway. But in the night flight, for example, I turn it off the room light, and probably this Philips Hue also going to be turned off, except for sunset, for example. This Philips Hue give oranges kind of ambience light, so it's quite nice. Yeah, quite nice. So this is just to give more immersive feeling in the cockpit. Yes, if you probably hope give some idea for your build also. Yeah, I'm going beyond actually. Now for the overhead cover, I just using PVC PVC plate here, very light. I just glued it up into my center console, overhead console, and yes, yeah. So this is very simple cover without any structures. So just to ensure that there's no light fall into my head directly, so it's kind of like ruining the ambience or the feel in the cockpit or enclosures, right? So just put a cover for your head. This is the second window, supposed to be second window, and some cover here, but I haven't really finished the constructions. Anyway, so that's the top side. Just for your, there's some AC here that cooling the small room, so it's sufficient to provide quite a comfortable temperature. This is the rear side of my overhead panels, just for cosmetic. I put some sticker here. Yeah, and this is one is the attached the stand, downward stand for my camera. Yeah, so this is the rear side of the the overhead console panels. Another things that I would like to show you is basically this is my smartphone equipped with the touch portal applications. Actually, if you hear my if you see my video when I'm flying, there's a co-pilot, interacting with me. Basically, it's not automated, so it's not AI. It's really choreographed conversations. So I can select which part, or let's say the checklist. I would check it's actually a sequence, so you can just press the voices from your joystick. So I put a joystick trigger as the voice out, or triggering this next sequence of the voice. But let's say I want to go back into the checklist, I would just select the checklist from my knee pad here. Basically it's a smartphone pad, knee pad, that I strap around my thigh, and I can select which sequence of the voice that I want to activate it. Basically, I go back move forward, next set of the voices, back previous set of the voices, or go back to the main menu, whatever. So this is the touch portal, specific touch portal design on the voices to activate my co-pilot voices. I can change the voices, of course, with the female one or the male one. But anyway, so yeah, I have several set of setting. This one I think for the male one. So for the checklist, I just click this one, and then I trigger the next voices through my joystick, so you can hear my co-pilot responding to me. So that's the trick. So yeah, another one, I think I'm using almost 6 camera around my cockpit to give a bit different angle. There are 5 webcam camera connected into my second PC to record the whole flight, and also the main screen of no, I didn't record the main screen this time. I just record the webcam. I think in the earlier days when I don't use the full cockpit, I'm recording the main scene from the FS2, but because it's just to show you the cockpit area, I just recording the webcam this time. I'm using several webcam and one main camera here, actually for vertical shot. I'm using Sony A7. So I'm using quite an expensive camera here. If you can see, there's a Razer Kayo Pro. This one is still full HD. I'm using Installing 360. This is the best camera, 4K webcam. So you can have 6 angle safe position. So if you see my video, I can ask the camera to shoot to the center pedestal, to see here in the MIP, wide angle, overhead, and yeah, so I have 6 positions stored in my webcam and activated via my touch panel here to ensure I can interact which angle that I want to show you. So yeah, it's actually choreographed during the flight, so it's not every angle is recorded. So using this Installing 360, at least I can shoot to which angle. I can shoot me interacting with this flight pack or EFB, for example. So yeah, I mean, this one is very useful. I put it here. I've tried to seek some angle that is quite usable. This position is quite useful because I can put angle for center console pedestal, MIP here, MIP there, upper overhead console, and wide angle to show you the whole scene. I put this Sony A7 here, MK2, to shoot from rear, so to imitate the camera showing me from showing the front main windows, or yeah, and then in the vertical position though. This is also for my short YouTube shorts. This Razer Kayo Pro shooting vertical also, but this one is a webcam. I think I save it into my main PC, this one. The rest is 4-cam webcam actually connected into my second PC, because I think if you add more USB camera webcam, it's going to overload the PC anyway with the bandwidth for the USB. So I put this one into main PC. I think it's still okay. This one shot for my short also, showing me piloting from the side. Okay, so like a handphone shot, a vertical handphone shot. And actually very narrow angle, so it didn't show the TV edges here. So it's only show the left window and myself interacting with my joystick, for example. So that is this Razer Kayo Pro webcam. The Osbot Meet 4K. I'm using Razer Osbot and installing, probably thinking, why don't you just ordinary webcam? The problem with ordinary webcam, I guess, if you shooting in the dark during night flight, it's give me a crap video. It's very poor, noisy video. So unfortunately, I would like to show you a good quality night flight, for example, because the room will be very dark, only the panels lighting, right? So if you use a cheap camera, unfortunately, it give you a bad view. Now, why don't you use a real camera then? Like Sony or then you have to have like 5 Sony camera. It's going to be very expensive, right? So I'm using whatever I have. I have a Nikon one, I have Fuji, but Sony is one of the best for video shooting anyway at this moment. So I'm using the MK2 just to shoot a certain angle only. And this is not even connected to PC, just stored into the memory card, right? So I activate it using a remote control to activate this camera. So when I want to start shooting, let's say for takeoff, I'm starting the shooting vertical view. So I'm just activated using a remote control to this Sony camera start recording. For this one, we can use my touchpad to control this camera in the PC to start recording. As mentioned, I'm using Osbot Meet 4K webcam to give a side angle from the left side. I think you've seen a lot of pilot videos shooting from the left side, shooting to the right, I guess. This one show edges, the edges of the TV here, but still okay. I'm initially using a very cheap camera, and it gives me a very bad view. Yeah, this one is good. I mean, this expensive camera have a good sensors and a good adjustment for dark scene. Yeah, so that is the camera from that I choose, except for several camera that I'm choosing a bit cheaper one. The first one is actually for this camera under the FCU here. You cannot see it because it's under here. The camera is actually looking down into the MacDo. So when I'm interacting with MacDo, if you see, there's an angle camera that I can choose to show me entering some data into MacDo. So that camera actually looking down here, specific camera. And there's another that I mentioned before, eyeglasses webcam. So I put my reading glasses with the webcam, so I can take a look around. So I can select using the touch panel to select which camera that I would like to show you. If you see my video, I have several angle camera that I can choose from, except for this Sony, of course, it's fixed, and also Razer Kayo. Just for a different angle during takeoff, landing, or certain interesting action in the cockpit. So that is the camera. So that's quite a lot. But anyway, it gives me, I think you saw my video, so it's not only showing from behind, not only showing from the side, so so I can just dynamically change the scene live when I'm piloting. So this is the Sony A7 using the pod, the monopod here attached to the center upper overhead console, kind of tilting down a bit. So I'm using a remote control connected to operate this camera. The other one is actually this is you cannot see here. There's Osbot 4K here, and this is the hanger for my headphone. Okay. So that is the several things that I would like to show you. For audio, main headphone, I'm using Audio-Technica BPH S1. This is a very good quality. I think that's H2 now. It's quite expensive, but I think it's a dynamic microphone. It's unbeatable. Compared to my gaming headphone, for example, the mic is kind of very bad. You can hear my voice clearly and with a good tone using this microphone. I'm very pleased and satisfied with the buy. I mean, this Audio-Technica is very, very good. I mean, you can buy more expensive pilot headphone. I think I forgot. Bose or something, I forgot. It's even more expensive, but this one is still okay, but it's more expensive definitely compared to a gaming headset. But the dynamic microphones now require a certain boost or amplifier, so I'm using a Tube Ultra Green here from Behringer to boost my dynamic microphone volume, and then fit into quite affordable, very cheap. This is only like $30, $30 to $40 audio interface. Okay, this is dual audio interface, so you can put two sound inside. But I'm just using my head for my microphone from the headset and send it into my secondary PC to record my voice. And actually, it can send a playback sound from your main PC into the headphone, so it's kind of quite versatile. This is a local China rebrand product, but it's very cheap compared to if you do very expensive audio interface, like it could end up with 200 or $150 at least. This one is only like $30-40, but it's very good quality. This one is a tube amplifier, but it's giving a warmer tone, I guess. But it's quite okay. So this is for the main audio for my headset and for my microphone, for my headphone and microphone, and it's feed into my second PC. So for main sound inside the room, I'm just using my old 20 years old, I think more than 20 years old, Sony CD changers. It's actually a surround system with 4 speaker. I just use a stereo speaker, the bigger one, and put it behind the cockpit here. This is not the models, I guess. I just trying to find my models. There's no longer exists. It's been like 25 years more. Yeah, I think more than 25 years ago that I bought for my home at the time. But anyway, this CD changes. I'm just using for the amplifier and the speaker. That's it. There's the CD, the tuner, whatever. I'm not using it. So this speaker is very powerful wattage. So yeah, you can create a very good sound for the smaller room anyway, for the main sound of the aircraft or the A320 itself. I'm about to add a shaker under the seat. I think I haven't installed even today. I'm going to put a shaker into the seat later on, just to create another effect, special effect, seat shaker, just to give like a vibrating effect when you are landing or whatever. So I haven't complete that installation yet. That's for the main audio. Okay, that's it. So I think I cover all of it. The seat, the Philip Hue. If you can see here, there's a bridge, Philip Hue bridge. You have to buy a set of certain a lamp and a bridge. So this Wi-Fi bridge will be the interface between your PC and with your Philip Hue light lamps. So this is the Philip Hue bridge here. What else? Yeah, so that's my cockpit anyway. I think I've covered most of it except for the PC. I don't think I need to create the video for my PC. I think I've created the build process of the main PC. Is the latest AMD 7950 X3D, and then of course NVIDIA 4090. You require this to run the whole setup. As I mentioned, I am using 8 monitors to the main PC, triple monitors and several other monitors. You can imagine. Actually, I'm using 2 graphic cards. In the previous video, I show you I'm using 4090 and 1080 Ti in the same PC to drive the whole monitor here. Yeah, so it's quite demanding. I think that's it. That's my last video for the series. You can ask me questions directly, direct messaging me if you need some the files. I have uploaded the files into the Google Drive, so you can you can find all the resources there if you want to build, or if you have some other idea, do share with me. So as I will appreciate that. Okay, that's it. So I will end the series here, and this is part 9 of the A320 DIY home cockpit series. I hope you have gained some ideas probably, and you can build your own someday. And this is very immersive. Today I'm having another focus on my VR cockpit and my other triple screen cockpit. So this A320 has been idle for a few months now. Unfortunately, I haven't got back to the A320 cockpit because I'm using the same PC when I would like to fly DCS. So I'm using my VR cockpit. So I need to rewire the things, in the rear of the PC. So once I set up for my VR, I need to reset up again for my A320 home cockpit. So yeah, it takes some time to switch from one cockpit to the other cockpit. So yeah, so I'm still playing DCS VR right now with Pimax Crystal. So this one has been left idle for a few months now. Well, I will definitely get back again flying A320 soon. Okay, so that's it. So hopefully it's useful video for you. So see you in another videos. Bye bye.